We typically size the tanks, so they need to be refilled every 30 days. Depending on operating conditions at site, sometimes they're refilled more frequently if there's pneumatics that are being used intermittently in the winter, for instance, methanol pumps. Sometimes we refill every 2 to 3 weeks, but we typically aim for 30 days. As a well production declines, we typically see the pneumatic demand also decline as the pneumatic activity from the dump valves becomes less frequent. We typically find the supply gas requirements decline. So we also offer tank right sizing. So if your tank becomes oversized after production declines, we can swap it out for a smaller unit. The Kathairos tank will supply any pneumatic device, controller, or pump. These include level controllers, pressure controllers, temperature controllers, shutdown devices, any pneumatic controller or pneumatic pump that's used for oil and gas processes on site. The first step is to collect data from the customer in order to right size the tank. So we typically request any pneumatic data they have, such as device list, production data, site locations, and we use that to try and estimate the nitrogen consumption so we can size the tank for an approximately 30-day fill cycle. And once that's complete and the tank is sized, we'll deliver the tanks directly to the customer's yard, at which point they'll deliver them to their sites as needed. The tanks all come with steel pallet bases, so they can be set directly on the ground. There isn't any prep work required, we just need solid level ground for the tank. Once the tank's been set, the customer will typically tie in the unit to their existing pneumatic tubing lines. And once that's complete, we'll come around and commission and fill the tank, and then it's ready to turn on for operation. We can also fill it, and then the customer can tie it in, just depending on timelines and priorities for the customer. The first step is to size the tank, and once the tank's been sized, we ship the unit from our manufacturing facility in Georgia to the customer's yard according to their timelines. And then once the tank has been set, the customer will typically tie it into their existing pneumatic tubing lines. Once that's been complete, they request a commissioning, which is where Kathairos will come to site, commission and fill the tank, and then it's ready for operation by just turning on one valve. Alternatively, the tank can be set and Kathairos can commission and fill it before the tank has been tied into the pneumatic system, and then the customer can complete the connection and turn on the tank as needed.